Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. This presentation focuses on the DTC P0850 for the Honda Civic models from 2022 onward, indicating an issue with the neutral position sensor AB, incorrect voltage correlation. In layman's terms, this error occurs when the engine control module, also known as the powertrain control module, PCM, detects that the voltage readings from two sensors responsible for determining the vehicle's neutral position are not aligned correctly. The PCM relies on these sensors to identify the shift lever position, critical for automatic transmission functionality. The neutral position sensors, typically located near the transmission shift mechanism, signal the PCM whether the vehicle is in a neutral state. If the voltages from sensors A and B deviate from a predetermined range over a specific duration, the PCM registers this as an abnormal condition, triggering DTC P0850. Understanding this error is essential for diagnosing transmission-related issues effectively. DTC P0850 indicates a problem related to the neutral position sensors, specifically sensors A and B. These sensors are integral to the vehicle's transmission system as they provide critical data regarding the position of the shift lever. The role of neural position sensor A is to relay information about whether the vehicle is in neutral, whereas sensor B provides a similar function but offers redundancy to ensure transmission reliability. Both sensors are typically mounted on the transmission, which allows them to closely monitor the shift position. If the data from these sensors do not correlate correctly, it leads to the PCM diagnosing a fault and storing the DTC. The absolute positioning and feedback they provide are vital in preventing transmission errors that could potentially lead to safety hazards or vehicle performance issues. The potential causes for the DTC P0850 primarily include issues within the vehicle's wiring, a malfunctioning powertrain control module PCM, or a defective neutral position sensor itself. Wiring problems might entail short circuits or disconnections affecting the signal pathway between the neutral position sensors and the PCM. If the wiring appears in good condition, the next likely suspect is the PCM itself, which may not be processing the data accurately due to software glitches or hardware failures. Finally, a faulty neutral position sensor might fail to send correct voltage signals to the PCM. Each of these causes should be investigated thoroughly, as the solution could range from simple wiring fixes to more complex PCM replacements. The symptoms associated with DTC P0850 can significantly impact vehicle performance. One of the most noticeable issues is the inability of the transmission to shift properly, which may leave the vehicle stuck in a single gear or prevent engagement altogether. This lack of shifting can be dangerous, especially in a vehicle that relies on automatic transmission functionality. Moreover, drivers might notice erratic shifting behaviors, where the transmission may shift unexpectedly or harshly between gears, further complicating control over the vehicle. In addition to these operational issues, the check engine light will typically illuminate, notifying the driver of an underlying fault that requires diagnostic attention. Understanding these symptoms is critical to prompt action to avoid further complications. The first step in troubleshooting DTC P0850 involves ensuring the vehicle is in the proper mode for diagnostic checks. Start by turning the ignition to the on position without starting the engine. Next, move the shift lever through all the different driving positions, including drive, reverse, and park, before finally placing it back in the neutral position. This process allows you to confirm the neutral position sensor values using the Honda Diagnostic System, or HDS. Monitoring these values is fundamental, as it sets the stage for interpreting subsequent diagnostic data. If the values from the neutral position sensors correlate correctly, you can eliminate certain faults, while discrepancies will direct your attention towards external circuits or sensor issues. For the second troubleshooting step, begin by inspecting the external circuit connected to the neutral position sensors. This step primarily focuses on examining the wiring between the neutral position sensors, NSS1 and NSS2, and the PCM. Wiring issues are often the root of the problem in these cases, including shorts or disconnections that can result in incorrect voltage readings. To perform this inspection effectively, utilize a multimeter to assess the resistance levels in the wires. You should look for any signs of damage to the wires or connectors. If any abnormal findings are detected, this may indicate a physical issue in the circuit wiring that requires repairs to restore proper functionality and readings. The third step is to carry out a thorough inspection of the powertrain control module, PCM. Before disconnecting the PCM connector, ensure to jump the SCS line with the HDS to prevent accidental damage and wait for over 1 minute. After this preparation, remove the PCM connector to assess its condition. Perform testing to inspect the internal circuits of the PCM, particularly focusing on continuity checks. In this process, you are looking for any signs of failure within the PCM itself that could give rise to erroneous readings from neutral position sensors. If continuity exists where it shouldn't, it may indicate a need for PCM replacement. A correctly functioning PCM is crucial for communicating between the vehicle sensors and actuating the transmission responses. In this final troubleshooting step, concentrate on inspecting the remaining neutral position sensor if previous tests indicated normal circuit operation. Should you find that both the wiring and the PCM are functioning correctly, the issue likely resides within the neutral position sensor itself. The inspection for this component should involve checking for any physical damage or malfunction that could prevent it from sending accurate signals to the PCM. It's essential to ensure that the sensor is functioning under normal conditions and that it correlates correctly with the other sensor. If this sensor is determined to be faulty, replacing it will rectify the DTC P0850 issue and restore proper communication with the transmission system. Final repair verification is critical after addressing the issue indicated by DTC P0850. The first step involves confirming that the diagnostic trouble code, DTC, has been successfully cleared from the system using the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS. After clearing the DTC, the next important action is to conduct a test drive to confirm the vehicle's proper functionality. During the test drive, closely monitor any changes in transmission behavior and effectiveness, ensuring that the vehicle shifts smoothly without interruption. Lastly, check the outputs from both neutral position sensors to ensure they align within specified parameters. Successful execution of all these tasks will verify that the issue has been properly resolved. To prevent the DTC P0850 from recurring in the future, it is advisable to engage in routine maintenance activities focusing on the neutral position sensors and associated wiring. Periodically inspecting these sensors can help catch any issues before they escalate into significant faults. Additionally, maintaining the wiring integrity should be a priority. Regular visual checks and using protective wraps where necessary can mitigate exposure to environmental factors. Furthermore, ensuring that the PCM software is up to date will provide enhanced functionality and may introduce fixes to known bugs that could lead to incorrect signal readings. Implementing these preventive measures can significantly prolong the life of components and enhance overall vehicle performance. To summarize, DTC P0850 points to significant issues with the vehicle's neutral position sensors and their interaction with the powertrain control module, PCM. Understanding the role and functioning of these sensors is key to diagnosing and fixing related issues effectively. By addressing any wiring faults or potential PCM failures, mechanics can rectify the error code and restore proper vehicle operation. Additionally, following through with regular maintenance checks and updates will serve as a preventative measure against future occurrences of the code. Tackling these aspects comprehensively will help maintain optimal performance and safety in your Honda Civic. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.